Everybody has favorite childhood games. They miss playing them, they sometimes feel like something is missing inside. And for me, it's Laboratz. Laboratz is one of my favorite games from the past. Good Facebook times. I played it from time to time, but nowadays, it's impossible. I try to play it on PC or mobile, but each of my attempts doesn't give me any answer. I don't know if it has some different names or a way to go back to play the old version, which I try, and it doesn't work. But I miss that mechanic. I miss it using my math skill in the game. If you don't know, the mechanic is simply you put the card on one side of the other card, and if the card side is higher, it changes the theme of the card. That's it. Luckily, I try to make a game every 3-5 months, and this mechanic gave me a great idea. I will use it in my new card game, Alda. Alda will be a strategic card game which has a single player story mode. We will make a deck, fight with opponents, and try to win the tournament. It will have a story in it, and I will try to make it more detailed. But first, we need to declare what we need to do. We need a grid system here for putting cards, and we need cards to putting in the grid system. At this moment, this design can help us. Cards for a time will be in this design. 4 of the border texts are for numbers and the middle one is for the name. If we combine them, we have baby steps. We need to give them a number on each side, a team to play against, and the mechanic to understand how to change the team. It's quite easy to do. Simple gameplay will work like that, but it's so messy to fix. So I made a hand manager to put our cards in our hands. Much clearer. 9 of them simply looks like this. I will fix the design in the rest of the video, but yeah. Before continuing, I want to dig into the cards number system more to clarify. Well, cards have 2 types, weapon and spells. Weapons are simply cards we use to make our stats much more dedicated. In Laboratz, you get the cards and upgrade their numbers in the market, or get cards with higher numbers. I want them to be equal because in the future, upgrading them can be much fun. Their side numbers total is always 100. Well, trying this theme and mechanic, we need an AI. I made a simple AI which play with us. At this point, I think I will add a custom game mode. You can choose whatever cards you want and make a deck to try. The deck selection part can help with it. I made us get the cards we need and play with them. After that, I made the weapons and their attack points. Before giving them a name, I made a simple touch on the cards and changed the deck selection UI to be much clearer and more understandable. So I made another simple touch on the cards. This is much better for one. I will use these 2 assets to get icons. 6K icons, that's what I needed. The game scan is upgraded by the way. And I forgot to say I added a scoreboard. The total of weapons side is always 100, that's right. But we can add some strategic depth to the numbers based on the preference. For example, some of them are used to defend corners, like the club for the bottom right corner, or caltrops for the top right corner. Some of them cards have one weak spot while the others are more powerful, like the shield and the tower. There are some good full attack no defense cards, like the ballista. Some of them are for taking 2 sides, like the mace or crossbows, and some of them are just balanced, like the sword and the dagger. Preferences can change depending on the deck you have or the map you are playing on. For example, if you are playing on an hash-shaped map, the mace is a good starting and the center control weapon. After the weapons part is done, let's talk about the spells part. Each spell has one unique ability to make the strategy much more deeper and give us more fun. For example, poison gives -10 to all neighbor cards and potion gives +10 to all neighbor cards. Is it not fun? Nah, I'm just kidding. There's more interesting cards. Well, Rotator. Rotator rotates the neighbor cards to get their weak spots, or Swapper, change the position of the cards with itself and simply gets a chance to attack in 2 different ways at once. Or Clone, spawns another one to take 2 slots at once, or Mirror can be any card we choose. Or Abyss to sell 1 slot for the rest of the game. Or Mind Control to change the enemy's cards team for a moment to get the other cards. Or Omnivamp to drain power every turn to make a stronger card. Or Tornado, or Fear. Well, if you are not satisfied, there are 24 now. Some of them will win your heart. Or if you have any recommendations, write them in the comments. After every spell making process, I made the AI much more clever to adapt to the new gameplay. To make the user experience much better, you can zoom in, zoom out of the map or slide it, and that gives us the freedom to add more maps. Well, some maps need more cards to use, so I didn't want to put 13 or more cards together. I used this method. You start with 6 random cards from your deck, and every time you play a card, new ones come into your hand. You can see what the next card will be by the way. I did different types of map. There is a trick here. If you don't see a slot in the blanks that shape a map, trust me, there is still a slot there. It's coded with a boolean to act as a wall, because when I first coded it, I simply made all abilities playable on 3-3, 5-5 or 5-7 square or rectangle style maps. And I wanted to handle it in a simple way, so I added a wall system. If it's a wall, the player cannot see it, but the code will read it. And after it sees the boolean is true, it's just calculate it that way. It doesn't need any different calculations or numbering the slots differently for different maps. I want to talk about specific things to make you understand this better. We have a tornado spell. For the tornado, we use the same method. The calculation just reads the other slot numbers. So it ignores the wall slot and turns that way. A simple and helpful way. And my perfect menu design, it will be fixed one day. Oh, spoiler alert. Yeah, it has a multiplayer mode too. Every time I add some cards, I think playing with friends can be more fun. Well, at this point I started little. The end of the story mode will be playable faster than you think. For testing purposes, I want to redesign the card collection. It's messy, yeah, upgrading. I added 20 ability cards, which means they need descriptions to know what they do. So I added the description part in the gameplay scan too. In 2 weeks of my journey, I made it this far. Next video we will talk about more story mode. Well, if you have any recommendations or ideas, feel free to tell me in the comments. See you on the next DevLog then.